So hi, it's nice having you here. So can you like give us a quick introduction on yourself, your name and your stack? Are you into tech or you're not into tech?
Okay, so my name is Clement Sarah.
Okay,
I am a UI UX designer. That's what I do. I'm also a graphic designer. Yeah.
that's cool. So like how long have you been a UI and UX designer? That's a product designer. How long have you
Yeah. Okay, so basically I have been in tech for 3 years now.
well,
I started actually with graphic designing, and then I had to transition from graphic designing to UI UX design. So that's it. So basically, okay, let's just say I have like 2 years of experience in UI UX design, and
okay.
then I have 3 years of experience in graphic
Graphic
design.
design. That's very wonderful. So your experience so far, what has been your biggest motivation in tech? What has kept you going as a UI and UX designer or a graphic designer for that long? What has been your goal? Like what has been your drive so far?
Okay, one of the things that has been my drive so far is that I, whenever I see my product, whenever I see people use a product that I have designed, it gives me joy. Like I feel so happy and blessed that I am able to solve real life problems. Just going online and then you see a product, an app or a website, and then it's just like, oh, Sarah did this thing. It makes me really, 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 really happy. So that has always been my drive. That's always been my drive.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That's actually very, very sweet drive, like someone using a product and you're the person that designed the product, it makes you feel happy, like, oh, this is something I built, this is something I contributed to, and that's really, really a sweet drive to like keep you going. So if for your younger self, would you have told your younger self to go into tech, or would you have chosen another career path? Like, oh, tech is too stressful, or tech is like, a lot of times we don't get job easily. You have to like do a lot of interview, a lot round of interview, build a lot of product, build a lot of designs before you get someone to even notice what you have done so far. So on that premises or on that line, would you have told your younger self to like, oh, let me still transition into tech, or would you have done something else?
Okay, I would choose tech over and over again. I mean, I chose it all by myself. I wasn't forced. Nobody asked me to do it. I decided to do it by myself. I'd always wanted to do it. I'd always wanted to do it right from when I started having sense. Like, I've always wanted to do tech. Right from when I started knowing something, I've always wanted to do tech. I really love women who work with laptops at the time. It just gives me joy. It wasn't even the tech aspect, but whenever I see women work with laptop, there's this joy, like work with computers, there's this joy it gives me. So I'd always say to myself that I would definitely do everything possible to make that my line of work is actually technical, technical based. And yeah, that's it. And one thing that I would say what I'm going to advise my younger self is to build in public.
Okay.
Don't let it less of your experience build in public. So when you build in public, to be explained.
Okay, so like I wanted to ask you, why would you tell your younger self to build in public? Like, what's the benefit of building in public?
Okay, one of the benefits of building in public is exposure. Exposure. You get to see things every single day. In fact, if something is actually supposed to take about 1 year for you to learn, when you build in public, it won't take up to that time because you get to see that same thing every single day. And what it means to see something every single day. When you post your work online, people see it. Some persons are kind enough to call you back to correct you, help you. That's how you get mentors. That's how you get mentors. You also get clients. I'm not talking about the client aspect. I'm talking about the learning aspect now. When you build in public, you learn more than building in private, because your people are open to you. They get to see you, they get to ask you questions, and then they get to share ideas with you. I mean, I've seen people who probably does something. I'll just go to their DM and say, "Oh, this is how you're supposed to do it," and all of that. Then they appreciate it. So that is one of the benefits of building in public. You get exposure, and then you're tend to do better. You tend to do better.
Yeah, thank you very much for that point, because a lot of us are very, very shy to like post our work when we are learning in public, because we're like, this is my learning phase. This phase is like it's not polished. What if someone that is gonna give me a job in future gets to see my work at this aspect? Are they going to think that I'm good enough? Some of us, those projects are the criteria of what we used to say. Oh, I'm getting better, or I'm not a good developer. So like, or I'm not a good designer. So at that point in time, a designer sharing their work in public might make them feel like, oh, this is going to be seen by millions of people, and when people see this job, they're not going to think I'm ready for the I'm not ready for the market system. So most times they don't even want to like show that their learning phase in public. But you advising people to build in public and stating why, it shows that it helps you to gain more confidence in yourself, because you're going to people are going to correct your work, and you're going to get more better. And this exposure part you said is a very, very critical aspect for people coming new into tech, because a lot of time people are asking like, oh, how do I get exposed, how do I let people see what I'm doing. So the only way for somebody to see what you're doing is if you're showing what you're doing. So I really like that your point is very, very nice. So in conclusion, I'm gonna ask you this last question. What is your advice for people coming into tech and they want to transition into product designer, or they want to transition into graphic? What are the few points they should look out for?
Okay, first thing is that you should not expect to get clients in your first or second years of transitioning into tech. Like, you should not even think that, when you start doing something or when you start designing, you just land client or gigs like that. It is always hard. I would say it is always hard to to start working for people. I mean, I love being realistic. It is very hard because a lot of people want to work with people with experience, not just not most times beginners don't get jobs from clients, except you are maybe connected in one way or the other and all of that, or probably you were lucky enough. But in actual sense, it's very important. You should understand that you're going to have patience. If it requires you to do something as a side hustle, while learning this thing, I would advise you to, do it. Just do something that's going to be giving you money, so that you will not put this whole pressure on yourself when you don't get clients. When you don't start working for people and getting paid. Because I've been in tech for, like I said, for the past 3 years, and I started getting clients, real good jobs from product designing last year, you know,
Wow,
last year, like
that's like
middle of last
three
year,
years of
middle of last year. I used to be paid for normal flyers, graphic designing, and all of that, but it's not compared to you being paid for, in six figures as a product designer. Get I used to get paid. So one of the things that I used to sustain myself then was the little payment I get from graphic design.
graphic
Yeah,
design.
so I just used that one to help myself. Yes, exactly. So I used it to support myself until now that I've started getting clients. So don't expect that it will just come like that. It won't come. It won't come that easy. In fact, it's not easy. It is not easy. You have to learn. You have to learn. You have to learn to an extent that, oh, client, because sometimes when you work for some clients, if you don't have the all the knowledge they want or the experience, sometimes they get to hire another developer. I mean, not developer, they get to hire another product designer to help them
Yeah.
do that thing because most clients are not satisfied. So it is very, very important to understand that you're not you're not supposed to be in a hurry. There's no rush. Take your time, learn, and then you will learn clients. But just note that it is not going to be easy. It doesn't come easy. That's one. The second one I want to say is that you should have a mentor. Have somebody who you can report to. Have somebody who is going to help you, somebody that you're going to report to. Whenever you do something, whenever you design something, have somebody who you're going to send your work to and say, please help me. What is this? How is this thing okay? Somebody who's going to criticize your work. You know, having a mentor is okay. Somebody that's going to help you. Because for sometimes the things we spend so much time learning, someone who has learned it's going to be easier for you to learn from them than going from one to another. Trying to learn something that wouldn't take you 5 minutes to learn. It's better you have somebody you report to, the person will pull you through and then guide you. Having a mentor is very, very important. Then the third one that I want to say is about building in public, building public, your work online, allow people see you, allow people see you. The fourth one, this is very, 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 very important. It is very, 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 very important to me.
Okay.
And that was even how I grew in a space of 6 months. I already saw I was doing one task is teach people
Mhm.
the little knowledge you have about something. Try as much as you can to teach people. There was something about teaching. You you get to do more while you teach because you know that there are expectations. People will get to ask you questions.
Yeah,
People will definitely get to ask you questions, even questions that are way beyond you. So
that's true.
so you have this understanding that you are going to be teaching somebody. So what happens is that you would go to learn. If you go to work, you put in the work to learn something because you cannot give what you don't have. So
That's very very
just in
true.
case if you have like an experience in something, a 1 year experience in something, and then there is somebody who is a beginner who doesn't have any experience. For you to learn more, don't gatekeep ideas, whatever. Teach that person. The more you teach that person, the more you get exposed to that thing, the more you understand it. Because you are definitely going to prepare for that person. So and preparation for that person, you understand that you're going to learn more, and then you're going to make research because I mean you don't want to you don't want somebody to ask you a question and then you do not have anything to answer or you are just blank. So teaching people definitely help you. And a lot of people think that for you to teach somebody you need like 10 years of experience. No, you need to teach. That's how you grow. That's how you grow. That's how you grow. You see that when you teach people, you grow very, 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 very fast.
Because then you have
So
to,
I think
yeah, thank you. The more you teach people, the more you have to go back to like learn more, the more you have to ask
yes,
questions, and you have to like
yes,
find somebody that is way better than you. So it's teaching people helps you to find a mentor, because this teaching aspect you said was, it's very, I can relate to it in an instance of when I started my YouTube channel and I wanted to explain a concept, and I was like having a very basic knowledge on that concept, and when I was explaining I was like, no, 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 this concept is not like, it's not fully, I haven't fully developed the idea of how this concept was established. That got me back to the drawing board. I had to like watch some videos. I had to go back and start even reading books, because I had to see that my foundation was not as solid as I thought it was. So when you teach people, you get to see the honest aspect of yourself. You get to see that you are not as good as you think you are. So it got you back to like, oh, let me learn more. let me improve in myself, let me get better at this career path I've chosen. Because you don't want to teach somebody a knowledge that the person can get from anywhere, or a knowledge that you yourself has not been able to fully comprehend or understand. So you can only teach what you understand, or what you really, really um have a very, very key knowledge on. So the way you say, like, teaching people, it's a really, really, it's a very big point for people coming into designing to know, because it goes beyond just creating design or looking at other people's work. Are you able to explain that design to someone else? Are you able to, like, explain why you went through that design interface? Why do you pick that storyline? Why do you pick that color? What were you trying to depict from that idea? Because if you can't tell somebody the real essence of why you're doing something, that means you don't know why you're doing it. So that no, that aspect you pointed out is very, very wonderful. So do you have a last word for us to round up this section? And once again, it was very nice having you here, Sarah. I learned, I'm not a designer, but I learned a lot from your journey, and it got me to realize that, oh, everybody in tech space, one way or the other, there's a bit of similarity in our story. It might not be how will not be similar in how we learn or how we grow, but we can pick things from each other. So thank you for sharing your experience, for sharing about how
Welcome.
your journey have been so far. So do you have any last word for us?
Um, okay, the last thing I'm going to say is that you should believe in yourself. You should put in the work. You should be very, very hardworking. Nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is going to do it for you. You need to do it for yourself, for people to see. Nobody is going to do it for you. You have to put in the work. You have to do everything possible for people to actually see you and then recommend you. If you don't do it, they won't see you. That's all I have to
Thank you.
say.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining this session.